What is the BK Spray Pal? Well, let me tell you what it stops. We're always using stuff to tip our buckets. Bricks, pine cones, you name it. And it's not only 5-gallon buckets, we're also spraying out of gallons. Look at that. I mean, that's an accident waiting to happen. The longer you use your sprayer, the heavier the pickup tube gets, so it becomes top heavy. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to have to make something that holds it, tips it, secures it. So I went home, broke out the Sawzall, and I made one. But I didn't stop there. I wanted something that says, hey, I want to notify the painter that you're low on paint. You've only got a half-gallon left. So I went and had a prototype. Second one, I went to S-Curve Technologies, and they made one. It was a little heavy. Tried all kind of springs. Nothing seemed to work. So I went back to them again for the third prototype, and we cut the plastic in half, cut the weight down, we cut the rim size in half. We tried the barrel spring, and you know what? That kind of worked. And it lifted the bucket just fine, and I figured that this is enough to I had a patent on it. So it was showtime. So we heard that there was an open call for Shark Tank. So what did I do? Read up on all the books. You know, they all struggled the same way. Sold out of their trunks, sold garbage bags, you know, hustled it. So I did the same thing. So, took my prototype, I went there, and I showed the lady, and she put it in the computer, and, well, the computer said no. I didn't hear back from him, so that was it for that one. But while I was there, I met an engineer. And after a couple months, several $1,000s, we just, he was going in the wrong direction. His whole thing was trying to just lift it with a chain. It was going in the wrong direction. So he said, what you need to do is you need to go with injection molds. So I met Freitag Engineering, and he says I can make that hinge inside an injection mold. I have a 3D printer, and I said go for it. And he did. He made the parts, and we ordered the prototype, and it came, and it didn't even lift the bucket. That was, you see the area there where the hinge goes in, right inside here. Well, that took all of the torque, so the plastic didn't even lift. So it was just a waste of time and money again. So that was it. I didn't know what to do. The engineer says we can't do it. It's not going to work that way. And I said, well, you know what? Call me when you change it. Call me when you find something. And he did. He said, you know, a mousetrap, the kind of springs that are inside there, those are torsion springs. He says, I think I can take those and I can make you an injection mold with those kind of springs. And I said, do it. And he did. So we ordered the injection molds from overseas, and the product that we're going to use is 30% glass infused nylon, and it came back perfect. As seen on TV, well, not yet, but soon. And that was pretty much our 8th prototype. Actually, a few more inside there, but so I picked it up, went straight to the local hardware store, picked up a bucket, and it worked. Took it home, threw my sprayer in it, put my sprayer in the sink. Soon as it hit a half a gallon, it did its job, and it tilted. Right there, you can see I added a little coffee to show you where the half gallon rests. Perfect. There's the prototypes. That's the evolution of the BK Spray Pal. We have our barcode, we have our panache, we have our packaging logo, we have our corporation logo, and we have our complete packaging, ready to go. The slip slides over it like that. It's got a hole on top, so there's no shelf real estate, so it can hang pretty much anywhere. If it gets licensed through somebody, the logo can go right there. You know how many paint supply stores there are. Hundreds, if not thousands, of paint and hardware stores. The list goes on and on. And it's not just those. What about your online stores? Hundreds, if not thousands, of online stores. We already have purchase orders from Butcher Block, Big Bear Paint, who was our very first purchase order, Conklin Paint, and I've spoken to the corporate purchaser of the Do-It-Yourself Center, who is now affiliated with Ace, and we're going to be in there. You know the messes. If you haven't seen them, I have. You can avoid all that. What kind of sprayers does the BK Spray Pal help? You think there's a couple? I think there is. Many. Look at that gallon right there. Many, many. All of these are different models, and some may even require two. There's a lot of numbers in paint. A lot of paint in this world. A lot of paint supply stores. My first purchase order, first investment dollar, very first hat, and how about from my brothers and sisters? Not my brothers and sisters of blood, of course, but my brothers and sisters of the brush. This is from the Painters Chat Room Facebook page. Now, what about when you're painting on a roof? Trying to get all the fascia boards done. Sure, they sell something that keeps a bucket a little bit safe, but what if you can take that bucket and make it level? You just take the BK Spray Pal, throw it up on the roof with you. Voila! Your 5-gallon bucket's level. And guess what I used today? I kept my bucket level while I was painting window trim. And it won't slide off of the roof. Why? Because it has pads on the bottom. And we're currently working on the pins to keep it open, but those are in the works. Those are the pads that are going to be on the bottom to stop it from sliding off the roof, or to help it from sliding off. And remember when I told you that we wanted some kind of sound or notification to say, hey, you're down to your last half gallon of paint. Well, scratch that, because now we are licensed with Bluetooth. So once you're down to your last half gallon, the BK Spray Pal comes with an app. And your phone will vibrate to let you know that you're out of paint. Well, how? Well, because it comes also with a free Project Manager page. And on that Project Manager page, you can check the materials, all the instructions on the job site, the progress, see what photos that the guys have uploaded, the schedule, any changes that happened on the job, all the specifics about the job. And who? The property owner can check it, vendors can access it, employees can access it. It's managed by the contractor or the foreman. And on there is the BK Spray Pal. So anybody on the job site can log on to it and be notified when the spray man is down to his last half gallon of paint. And what is this? Someone bought a sprayer just not too long ago when I said, hey, you need one of our tools. He said, there's a lot of guys waiting on this with eager anticipation. A lot of guys waiting with eager anticipation. There you go. That's the evolution of the BK Spray Pal. See, when you have 1 gallon, it'll stay flush. A half gallon, it tilts, stays secure, and does its job. Because you can be up to 200 feet away. These things are packaged. Well, these are. But let's get a whole bunch more packaged and ready to go.